Hi, welcome back to another episode of Unique Moments. And we have a visitor. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Um, where we take a moment to be, take a moment to breathe, connecting mind, body, and spirit. And funny enough, we're actually talking about breathing on this episode. I really hope she's not going to be a problem. We shall see. Before we get into it, we pre-shuffled a card. And the card we got for this episode is I am proud of who I've become. And you could take that so many different ways. So the internet defines pride, being proud, as having like a deep pleasure or satisfaction in your accomplishments and your achievements and what you've done in life. And I think that can be true, but I think taking it a step further, it's like, can you be proud of you just for being you, you know? And maybe it sounds kind of cliche or sounds kind of like, what do you have to be proud of? But I think there's something to say there, because it's easy to say, oh, I've done this, I've accomplished this, I am a billionaire, a multimillionaire, I am top of my class, or employee of the month, or I have X amount of followers on the socials, right? And you're proud of that, which is an accomplishment. That is something to be proud of for sure. But I think at the root of it, it's like, okay, if you took all of that away, would you still be proud of yourself? Could you be proud of yourself simply out of just pure self-confidence, self-esteem, not in what you do, not in who you are. Well, who you are, yes. Not in what you do, not in what you have, not in the service that you can provide for others. But can you honestly say, I am proud of who I've become? Me answering this question, I can say yes. I think there were times in my life where for sure the answer was no. And not because I haven't done anything or I haven't accomplished anything, but just like I didn't like who I was. And I think that's a big part of being proud of yourself too, right? It's like, do you like yourself? Loving yourself? Do you love yourself? Are you proud of you? You know, if no one's clapping for you, if your mom or dad isn't saying, I'm proud of you, can you still be proud of yourself? And I think that's just very powerful and central to healing. I feel like not you've made it when you get to that point, but you're entering into some sort of you're in the right place. You're in the right place. You're in the right what's the word? You're in the right energy. I don't know what the word is, but you're doing something if you can say I'm proud of me. And I'm proud to say that I can say that. And I think I still have loads of things to accomplish. I think I haven't accomplished nearly as much as some people have at my age, but to still sit here in confidence with myself and say I can hold myself at a high regard and say that I'm proud of myself is amazing. It's really wonderful. And if you want a deeper look into the card, if you want to see what the card actually looks like, a deeper explanation, then please go to the blog, touchedbygrace.blog, where she gives a wonderful, beautiful picture of ways that she's been proud of herself and her story. So please check that out. It's going to be in the description. And so to get into the episode, we're going to talk about breathing. Breathing. What is breath? When I think of breath, I think of life. Obviously, if you're not breathing, then you're dead. Your life is over. Congratulations. You've exited the game. And at the basic thing of it, it's, inhaling and exhaling, taking in oxygen through your lungs and just breathing. Key. Very, 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 very key. And then to go deeper, okay, there's different ways to breathe. There's different styles of breathing. People say there's a right way and there's a wrong way to breathe. Mouth breathing is just a no-no. We're not going to get into that. Google it if you want to. If you mouth breathe, then, no tea, no shade, but it's just not healthy. I don't know the statistics. I didn't look that up, but I'm not a mouth breather, so it's not relevant to me. It's not relevant to me. But yeah, the breath is so powerful. Not only is it our life sustaining force, but it can be used in so many different ways. Like just taking a moment to breathe is so central because one, it calms down your nervous system. It allows you to be present in your body, in your space. Okay. It allows you to ground. Breathing is a very grounding technique. If chaos is breaking loose all around you and you don't know what to do and you're scared, you're nervous, you're frightened, breathe. Just come back to your breath. And I'm not saying everything will be okay, but it does feel like things get 10 times better when you learn how to breathe. We hold so much, especially even if you're not breathing correctly. Like I notice sometimes I'm taking just very shallow breaths and deep breathing. I think there's a time and a place. Obviously, if you're big on meditation, if you're big on even just breath work, doesn't have to be full meditation, but there's so many breathing methods. The box method, breathing in for a count of 4, holding it for a count of 4, breathing out for a count of 4, holding that for a count of 4, and then repeating the cycle again. And that's going to calm you down, going to regulate your nervous system. Breathing also helps you to de-stress in stressful situations or in chaotic situations. There's also other methods of breathing where you breathe in very quickly, very rapid breaths, and more of like a presence and grounding technique to kind of just get oxygen into your brain, into your body, into your blood cells, which helps you kind of just do everything better. If you have anxiety, yes, take your medication, but breathing can be a natural anti-anxiety medication. And also specifically deep breathing. It calms and relaxes the nervous system. And my God, we all need to relax our nervous system. I feel like, especially now, just with the way the world is, it's like there's always something to do. There's always something to pay attention to. Something's always reaching for your attention. I know I'm constantly running to-do list in my head. Okay, what do I have to do today? What do I have to do tomorrow? And not even in an anxious, frantic way, but just knowing that should make me nervous. Just knowing that there's always something to do, right? There's always something to do, somewhere to go, something to think and figure out. But when you keep your breath central, it just allows you to be present and it allows you to find your center. And it also helps anxiety, mental health. It relaxes the mind. I know it can be hard, especially if you're feeling a certain emotion, like you're angry, or maybe you're sad, or maybe you are depressed. It can be hard to remember, but going back to the mindfulness piece, being present and aware with yourself, it can be hard to tell yourself, okay, hey, you need to breathe. And not only just the shallow breaths where your shoulders are moving and your chest are moving, but really getting deep into your diaphragm and breathing the proper way. So they say, the people who do the studies, is in your in-breath, your stomach is expanding. In your out-breath, your stomach is contracting. But a lot of the times, if we're not paying attention to our breathing, like naturally we do the opposite. Like when we breathe in, we suck our stomach in. When we breathe out, we stick our stomach out. But it is actually the opposite to get the most benefits from your breathing. And so sometimes I'll just practice that, especially if I'm like, say I'm in a new place, or I have a meeting, or even sometimes hanging out with friends. I'm not a big like people person, introvert gang. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes when I'm in a public place and I feel myself getting nervous, like a quick 1-2 to do is just breathe, like literally just breathe. And it's so simple that it can be forgotten and it can be overlooked as a way of just getting down and grounding yourself again into the body and being aware of your surroundings and really, 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 truly regulating your emotions, especially if you have anger issues, taking that little moment, taking that little pause before you do something that you might regret for the rest of your life, before you say something that you might regret for the rest of your life. Take a breath, literally just take a breath, and then take another one, and then take another one, and get into the rhythm and just see how it may not be instantly calm and you're so zen and everything is peaceful and you love everyone, but it's a start. it's a freaking start, and it'll help with whatever you were about to do that you're not about to do anymore. And so, yeah, it just connects you. And then going back to the life piece, one of my favorite quotes from the Hood Healer, she says, as long as I have breath, I have options. And that was like a mantra to me at one point in time, because depending on your situation, depending on where you are in life, if you're not accomplishing the things that you want to do, if you're not going after your dreams or pursuing your goals, or if you feel like you have no direction, remembering that as long as I have breath, I have options. As long as I have breath, I am still alive. As long as I have breath, I'm still in the game. I'm still in the race. Whether you want to be or not, you're here. And it's for a reason, and it's for a purpose. And to know that and to remember that is like, okay, I'm not done. The story's not done. The story's not over. The story's not finished. And so as long as I have breath, I have options. Phenomenal, phenomenal person. I will link her information in the description. She's helped me a lot on my spiritual journey and just different things, but that quote is key, and I live by it even still to this day, because it's just a good reminder. Maybe something didn't go your way. Maybe you didn't get the job. Maybe your relationship didn't work out. Maybe just whatever's not going your way. It's like, hey, you're still breathing. You're still alive. And then that also puts you in a state of gratitude. It's like, okay, some people don't have that luxury. Some people don't have that luxury. Some people didn't wake up today. Some people's breathing is impaired. And that's another thing. We take breathing for granted because it's there, because it's just natural. We don't even think about it. It's so easy. We don't have to think about, okay, how am I going to breathe today? You wake up, you're breathing, you're good. But it puts you in a state of gratitude for people who maybe don't breathe as easily, people who maybe have one lung, people who have asthma, and no shade to anybody who has asthma, but it's something that can be easily taken for granted because it's so accessible. It's like, you don't even think about it. You literally don't even think about it because it's such an automatic bodily function. But to really have gratitude and appreciation for the breath is to have gratitude and appreciation for your life. And then that can take you in a whole other space of gratitude and have you spiral. And okay, I'm grateful for my breath. As long as I have breath, I have options. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful that I woke up today. I'm grateful for my hands. I'm grateful for my eyesight. I'm grateful for whatever you're grateful for. And then you get in that energy of gratitude. And I know when I do this, my day just goes a whole lot better. So breathing is key, and breathing is key to healing and the mind, body, and spirit peace. I think breath is life and life is spirit. So that goes with that. And then mentally, it's, again, you're calming your nervous system. You're calming your moods. You're calming your anxiety. It does wonders for your mental health. With your body, if you're breathing correctly, if you're breathing properly, it helps everything just kind of function and flow together. And breath is key, and breath is the foundation for it all. So it's just a quick little reminder that we can forget, because breathing is so easy and it's so natural and it's so automatic. But maybe mindfully breathe, or maybe just put a little bit more conscious thought into your breath. Maybe try to breathe a little bit deeper. Maybe try to watch your breath, count your breath. Next time you are waiting for something, like maybe don't grab your phone, maybe just focus on your breathing. And it can be like a little meditation technique as well. That's a meditation technique that I use often, just focusing on your breath, counting the breaths. This is an in breath, this is an out breath. This is an in breath, this is an out breath. Not only does it help you calm yourself, but it helps you focus your mind on something that's not directly in front of you. If it's too stressful, if it's just too chaotic, like, you can always come back to your breath. And so that is all I have today. And until next time.